Hey everyone. This is gonna be a casual live video thing. Just going over the comics that I've been enjoying lately. So just for this week. So this week I read Those Not Afraid issue 3. Now first I'm gonna give like a spoiler-free opinion on this series. So this series is awesome. I've been really enjoying this like a crap ton. Essentially, it's a series about like serial killers, and essentially two serial killers are competing to break the title of. I think the most killed was like 56 or something. So that's essentially what the story is about. It's just a 4 issue like series. It's not very long, but each issue I've enjoyed a ton, and I also personally really like that vibe of like, serial killers, things in alleyways, like just that whole thing, like crime, all of that. I always enjoy. Like I always like those types of series, so I've been enjoying the hell out of that. And if that seems to be like an interesting avenue for you, check it out. Because I've been enjoying the hell out of it. So now I'm gonna be going into like the spoilers for this, and also like if you all, and then later um in the stream, I'll be going through just what came out, um like this week, what I'm looking forward to, if there is anything I'm going to pick up, if there isn't, just that kind of conversation. Because this is the week, like this came out in the week of the 19th. And then the 26th is coming up very soon. So I'm going to be talking about what I'll either be reading on the 26th, or I won't be reading anything. We'll have to see. Anyhow, so the spoilers for Those Not Afraid, number 3. So the cover I think is quite nice. I am struggling to figure out like who the characters are specifically. Obviously, I know the one who's running in the middle. You'll have to like forgive me. I don't really remember like heaps of the names and stuff. Um, Actually, no, it's Daniel Dodson. He's the one who's running in the middle. Um, yeah, and the other person is Mark. Is Mark, serial killer Mark. But yeah, I forgot what the name of that lady is, but I'm sure her name will come up. But yeah, enjoying the hell out of it. It was actually pretty surprising, like the end of issue 2. I didn't expect both of them to get captured, essentially. Though we find out, well, I thought they were going to get captured, but we find out that Daniel Dodson, he's a pretty good fighter. They have like a bunch of guns against him, like literally against him. And he's able to just kick the crap out of the team, like the SWAT team or whatever team it is. And he's pretty smart as well. And he's not just like invincible per se, but yeah, he's smart. He gets away, and yeah, that was cool. The paneling was really good for the action. I really liked just how much visual storytelling this series has, so I enjoyed that. Um, and yeah, seeing like Mark like hold up in like in the cell and stuff that he's in, not the cell, but the room that he's in, was really like interesting to see, because I genuinely thought he was completely screwed. Like there was just no way he was getting out of this. I couldn't really think of a way for things to work out for him at all. And I was really, really looking forward to like his wife, like her response, and I thought the start of it was great. Um, yeah, like she's like wondering, like, do you think you could have done it? Like he's talking to Cece, that's her name. I think that's Cece on the cover, and maybe her father. Maybe that's who the other person is. I'm not sure. Either way, yeah, just her response, like Mark's wife's response, the one with blonde hair, was great. Lucinda, that's her name. Yeah, so I thought that was good, and yeah, it's funny just how oblivious like CC is, despite like all of her podcasts and stuff, and you can't really blame her. She doesn't really know, but like the way like uh, Daniel Dodson is like with her, and then he just like leaves. He's like, I have to go, because he's made a plan to essentially help out his other serial killer friend, which was, I thought it was kind of surprising, because I wasn't entirely sure what he thought of the other serial killer, like whether he hated him, or whether he was like enjoying the competition. It wasn't really clear to me, because I feel like he was apprehensive about the guy, but now seeing him actually want to help him was very interesting, and very directly as well. Another thing I really, really enjoyed was just how quickly like the wife puts it together that it is him. Like she immediately checks all his trips and stuff that he's gone out, and that the times of the killings completely align. And I thought that was really, really awesome. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, like I felt bad for her. Like she was like trying to get into that locked door, and she's like crying. Like it was good. I wouldn't say it was like gut wrenching or anything like that because we don't really know these characters that much at all. But the scene itself is really well like depicted, and yeah, there's just like an intensity, and she's constantly seen with like this kind of blue tinge, like in the actual comic. If you look at the comic, it's always blue. So I thought that was cool too. Um, yeah, and yeah, Daniel he just kills like a bunch of people which increases his number of kills as well to like 48. But it's not just that; he kills in the way of the lady killer. So what he actually increases the number of is for the lady killer, which I think is interesting. So I wonder if I don't know the lady killer will help him out or something. I don't know to like just to make the score more even. Like I don't think either party would be satisfied if Daniel just gave him like two extra kills and then Mark wins because of those two extra kills. Like I don't think either party would be satisfied with that. I also like how smug Mark looked once he realized that he was going to get let out. Like he really thought he got everything in the bag. He was smiling like crazy. But even as you're reading that scene, like that the wife is not going to believe it. Like even if he gets out, like the evidence that she has is genuinely incriminating and is good evidence. Like it shows that he's literally going out at the times where those kills are happening. Like it makes complete sense that she would be incredibly apprehensive, and the fact that he was let go would not dissuade her, because well, she's not stupid. Like she's smart, and that was my favorite part of the scene. The way he's trying to like kind of BS his way out of it, and the way she's just there, like putting all the pieces together. And I really love the way she describes it, like today shined a light on things I've chosen to overlook for a long time. So there's been like all these little things that she just didn't care to like really consider, which makes sense, right? Like he literally has like a locked door in their house that he goes into that she knows nothing about, and she literally hasn't thought about it, done anything about it. Like it's wild that she hasn't really been curious about that, just on like a basic level. But all of that kind of coming to the head of it, and then we also learned stuff about him, like he has a terrifying temper, which we didn't know about, as in we could assume, but we never really saw that, and that he has bizarre sexual desires. Now that's not surprising at all. And yeah, just like the dirty shoes, like she's really putting things together, and we get to see it from her perspective. Another thing I really like about that is like when she's about to like leave and get space from him, because she knows that something like she knows like in her gut that something is wrong. So she goes to leave, and he goes, "I won't let you." And he's in like this there's this one panel that I just love where he screams, "I won't let you." Like if you look at that panel, and his eyes, like it's in silhouette with his teeth, and it just looks amazing. And and her response is like, "What are you gonna do? Are you gonna hit me? Like, is this the real you?" And he doesn't do it, and he's like screaming and crying. And Daniel says in like the previous issues that he does actually love her, which I thought was great. Like I like that the writer added like a genuine interest for this serial killer. Like he cares about her. I'm not sure like to what extent. Clearly the guy is a twisted individual, but it seems like he does genuinely care, and that was like one of his immediate things that Daniel noticed about Mark. He was like, "Oh, you care about her," and he was like, "What?" But like that, I like how much that scene foreshadows this moment, and yeah, I think it's like a well earned, just it's a good kind of payoff to like that build up. And yeah, he's like furious. He like just starts shattering things, and he is genuinely heartbroken about that, which I thought was just well done. Now this end part is the part that I'm very confused about. So yeah, we see this guy, and he's talking to someone else. Maybe someone says, "Bro, what are you talking about? Mum's been dead for years now." And then he's saying like, "I always knew I'd be famous, but I never knew how." So I think he's talking to someone. I'm not 100% sure, but there's like this really hulking figure, and he says, that his path is clear right now, that he can get the fame that he wants. Now, I'm pretty sure this is another serial killer, especially if you just look at what's in the background. There's all these guns and knives and all that. Maybe he's into hunting. I don't know. But I'm pretty certain this is a serial killer. And he seems to be really buff, like really strong. So I don't know. Like my genuine idea is that, well, he's going to maybe want to, because the general premise of this series is people wanting to beat each other at this game of serial killing, like who gets the most. And now this seems to be like a third party that now is pretty convinced, most likely, that Mark is the serial killer, even if society as a whole feels like this lady killer is still out there because of what Daniel did. I think this guy knows. Maybe it's kind of like a serial killer, vibe synergy. Like one look at this guy and he knew kind of thing. Even the cop was like, "I knew this is our guy." So maybe he, because he's a serial killer as well, he knows to some degree that Mark is the person to target. So most likely, I feel like he's going to be going after Mark, because Daniel's safe, so it doesn't really make sense for him to understand anything about Daniel. So it makes sense that he would go after Mark, and anything that happens to Mark is going to be on TV because he was just recently put on there as the lady killer. So people know him, know his name, all that stuff. So I think that's what's going to happen, and especially with this all ending in the next issue, I'm not 100% sure how this third party is really going to shake things up. Like, is he just going to kill them? Like, do they team up and beat him? Like, what happens to the like Mark's like wife? I mean, I think her part is actually over. Maybe like she got her emotional moment between them. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure where this story is going, to be honest. And I've been wondering what Cece is going to do, because I feel like with all this drama between what's his name, Mark and his wife, I feel like that was kind of a payoff for their characters. So I'm not. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that I don't think Mark's wife is actually going to do much else in the next chapter. Maybe she's more of like an epilogue type of character of like wow, like this is the person I lived with, and that's just the way they show her character. But Cece hasn't really done much in this, and her dad was like a prominent figure in some of the earlier like issues in the first two issues. So her relationship with her dad, and how her dad, everyone blames her dad for this. So maybe the dad also plays a role in this, and Cece does as well. Especially with Daniel still, out there, and him and Cece are still hanging out and all that stuff. So I have a good feeling that Cece will now take on a bit more of a front role, probably in the fourth issue. But our two protagonists, and I'm pretty certain they are the protagonists, which are the two serial killers. Obviously, they're going to take center stage. And yeah, that last guy at the end. So yeah, I guess my prediction is like the focus is definitely going to be on those four. And also the dad. I feel like the dad will come into it again. Like I think we even see the dad, not on the last page, but on one of the last few ones, just like in his car, holding onto like a cup. So I'm pretty certain that's him. I don't think it's like some random cop. So yeah, I'm keen to see where this goes. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm like enjoying the crap out of this series, genuinely. Like I'm pretty glad I found it. All right, so that's my thoughts on Those Not Afraid issue 3. For those who were not listening because they don't want to get spoiled, I'll now be going through like the new comics that are coming out on the 26th and just seeing if there's, I don't know, anything I care about. So I'm not going to lie, just with the way I try to find comics and stuff, I don't really go by, I'm not like, okay, I like Batman, I like that character, or I like Spider-Man, I like that character, I like Wonder Woman. That's not how I do things. Like, I don't really go by the character, with the exception of some. Like, I have a personal preference for like the vibe of like Zatanna or something. Like, I like that kind of magical spirit mystery type of stuff. That's my personal favorite type of aesthetic. Like one of the issues I was supposed to read this week, but I didn't get to, is Dick Tracy. Like if you look at my pull list, obviously the Hulk is there, but if you look at my pull list for the 19th, Dick Tracy is on there. I haven't been able to read this, otherwise I would have talked about it in this stream thing as well. But yeah, I just haven't been able to read number 8, but I enjoyed the crap out of all 7 for that. once again, I love that kind of noir crime, that kind of energy. Like it's always something I enjoy. So yeah, anyway, let's look at the new comics coming out on the 26th. So yeah, I'm gonna isolate by genres because that is what I do, and I generally just go for mystery, horror, drama, and crime. And I honestly don't look at anything else if it doesn't fit that build. Um, I mean, like sometimes when I'm feeling more curious, I will like I'll loosen up on the genres just to kind of open things up. But yeah. Anyway, Batman, Hush. I'm not like a big like superhero person. I don't really care for being part of like the whole world and all that stuff. I just like individual runs. So Batman, I'm not gonna read. Spider-Man, I'm not gonna read. I don't really know what's happening in either of those two. Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. I mean, that could be cool, but it's on issue 6, so I might suss out the previews most likely at some point if it does have a cool vibe to it. I wonder who makes it. Jeff Loeb. Oh yeah, I think he was the one who did The Long Halloween before. Once again, my comic book knowledge isn't that great. Like all I really know are just the stuff I like. Okay, let's put these back on. Cool. The Incredible Hulk. I got to catch up to that. I finished the first volume of it and I've been enjoying it. There's personally a bit too much action in it, but I've been really enjoying the vibe of it because it is kind of horror-esque, which is my personal preference. And I've always liked the Hulk because he is just this monstrous creature. So I've been enjoying the shit out of that. Wolverine Revenge Red Band Edition. I'm not that. I think there's. Yeah, I'm just not into it. Department of Truth. That's 29. No, I'm just gonna zoom past. Doom Academy. Feral. No. Pathway to Hell. The Mummy. Universal Monsters. The Mummy. Who's this? Taking everyone down with us. That could be cool to check out. Might check that one out. Might check out The Mummy. These are too many in The Exorcism. Vampirella. I have no idea if that's any good. Oh, I want to check this out. Solomon Kane, The Serpent Ring. That seems pretty cool. Damn, I kind of wish I could see like previews on this page, but I can't really. What is this? Far down below. Yeah. Maybe going through the new comics isn't the best idea. I'm still piecing together how to do this, so bear with me. I am curious about Far Down Below. In the summer of 1983, teen friends Mike Bryan seek escape from rainy day boredom by exploring Bryan's abandoned family home, a notoriously haunted house. What they find below this sleepy eastern Pennsylvania suburb will unlock the doors to adventure and danger. Chris Condon. Okay. You know what? Next stream, I'll do the exploration of the new comics in a better way. Because yeah, I haven't thought it through properly. Okay. Probably end it for now. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care.